In this tutorial, we're going to break down how to create this moody overcast forest environment in 3dsmax and Corona Renderer. From the cool early morning atmosphere, the dense fog as you can see, and if you look, you're going to see atmospheric smoke. We're going to be creating all that. We're also going to create the realistic vegetation you can see in this scene. And for that, we'll be working extensively with Forest Pack, the industry standard scattering plugin used to create highly realistic natural environments with speed and flexibility. By the end of this video, you will understand the workflow behind building scenes like this from scratch and achieving a cinematic environmental look. Alright, so this is where we're going to be starting today's course. Right, we're not going to start from modeling. We're not going to place camera. I've already done that for you. So all you have to do now is head over the description and download it. It's for free. You can get this particular scene like this. However, also in that description, there is my finished file. I'm going to also attach the link there, but that one is not going to be for free. It's just, for a few dollars, you can get that one, a few naira, depending on where you're buying it from. It's also a way for you to support the channel, the work I'm doing on this channel. All right. So without any further ado, let's just get into it. So in this video, we're going to do, what we're going to do is going to be in 6 sessions, right? First of all, we're going to be placing light. We're going to be doing the HDRI. We're going to be doing tone mapping. We're going to add some colors to this scene. That's not the material now, but we need to add colors to be able to, because the color of the scene also interacts heavily with the light. Right, so we're going to add colors and then we're going to work on the environment. We're going to be adding the shrubs, the grass, the trees, the flowers. Okay, and we're going to be doing that with Forest Pack. Forest Pack is a tool from i2 software, right? It is a very powerful tool. It does basically what Chaos Scatter does for you. But now, Chaos Scatter is a really solid tool, but Forest Pack is also incredible. It is not free, but the amount of time and effort it saves, especially on large scenes, makes it absolutely worth it. I really like Chaos Scatter, but honestly, Forest Pack just makes life easier. And even though it's paid, but the speed, the flexibility, and the time saving you get from it is just very massive. All right, so let's just continue what we're saying. Now, the fourth thing we're going to be looking at material, the detailed textures now. And then we're going to be, working with volumetrics. In this video, we're going to be working with smokes. We're going to be working with fogs, right? And then we're going to place assets inside the building and outside the building. As you can see, the finished render has a car. This really nice car outside, and also has, dining, kitchen. These are pool chairs on the top of the, like inside the building and also around the building. So let's just get right into it. As you can see, it's an overcast scene. So the HDRI we're going to use, we're going to get it from Chaos Cosmos. So come over here to the HDRI section. The one we're going to be using is this one. Okay. But before we do anything, even though your unit setup is going to already be set up, as you can see, millimeter metric, this is millimeter. Also check it to confirm and also ensure that your renderer is set to Corona. Okay. You can assign renderer. Just come over here, select Corona, and that's it. Right? When you do that, that's cool. I've already set your output size. If yours is not like this, you can go ahead and set it like this. Okay? You should have these 2 viewports that I'm having here. This and that. This can be however it is. It doesn't matter. But this is the camera. The camera viewport. It should be this way. Okay, and if that is that way, ensure that it is locked in here so that whatever render we're doing is going to be taking it from this particular viewport, right? So with that out of the way, let's just continue with the stuff. So yeah, HDRI day is already set to download it. If you just find day 35, okay, click here. It is going to import it into your scene, right? It's going to import it into your scene. I think it has done so. Let's see. Yeah, it's here. Single map, Corona bitmap. Okay, we're not just going to accept it the way it came. We're going to work on it a little bit. Let me just adjust this. Okay. So I'm going to drag it into this place. as instant. It doesn't even matter. We're going to drag it back. Okay, so yeah, as it is now, I'm going to I'm going to attach it to a corona color correction. Okay, color correct. Then I'll plug it here and also drag it into this place. And then make sure it is set to instance and then say okay. So whatever adjustment I make to this will affect, what we're having in this place. We're not going to touch anything yet. We're going to do that when we're actually doing interactive render. So as we're doing it, we are seeing what it is we are doing. All right, so yeah, for now, let's just come out of this place and then bring out our frame buffer so we can start our interactive rendering. Okay, hit this button for interactive render. Oh, okay, let me just reset this. Okay, minimize this. Let's see. Okay, this is what we're having. Right, so it is too bright. Okay, this is too bright. So for us to be able to adjust this thing, we have to, this is where we used our corona color correction. So we're going to just bring it down from here. And as we're bringing it down, you are seeing it is changing into that overcast scene that we want. Let me make it a little bit brighter. I think this is cool. Okay. Okay, now it's too bluish. I don't like the fact that it's bluish. So I'm going to come over here to saturation and I'm going to desaturate it a little bit. Okay. You can see that blue is going away. It's becoming, desaturated just like we want it. All right. Okay. I really like the way the sky is, the way it is going already. If not, I would have decided to come over here to switch things up. Okay, I don't like that dark side. See, nah, let's just leave it at 0. I think the way it is like this is perfect. It's just really nice. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, but I think there's something else we can actually do here. The temperature looks to be cool. I think we can warm it up a little that's it. We can warm it up a little bit, but now it's becoming too warm. I think it's cool. Let's go this way. Okay. All right. So you can see I'm creating that overcast vibe just using the HDRI. The lighting, this is the main source of light for this scene. We're just going to leave it like this. So the next thing I'm going to do is just to go ahead and color the scene, the way they are going to be. It's not to add materials yet. We're going to add materials. But for the meantime, I'm just going to add the colors of what the materials are going to actually look like when it is done. So, yeah. I know here is going to be. Let me just be duplicating this thing. So here I'm going to name this light concrete. So I'm going to just reduce this to like 0.5 and then not so much. Okay, this is going to be dark. I'm just going to copy this, come over here, paste it, change the light to dark. So yeah, I'm just going to come in here with that same material, but then I'm going to reduce it. But all these things I'm doing, I'm not really sure about them. It's when I apply them that I will be. So it's too dark. I mean, as you can see. But before, let me try increasing the okay. Still too dark. Let me just increase it just a little bit. All right, let me just say okay for now. Let me see. Right. Okay. I think that is. Then for the gate, we have this gate over here that we need to actually adjust. I'm gonna name this, metal gate. It's not going to be so. Let me keep this here and bring this one over here. It's not going to be like this other one. Okay, so I'm going to just select it. First of all, I'm going to increase the roughness a little bit and then apply this to it. Okay, there's something that's supposed to be behind that. I'm going to hide this for now. Select that one, apply that same stuff to it, and then unhide all. Okay, cool. Just increase this a little bit. Okay, because the reflection is not as much as the other one, so 7.5, please. Okay, so when the time comes, we're going to adjust these things, the way they should be adjusted. But for now, this is just a rough estimation of how this color is going to be, more or less. So for the road, I'm just going to use this one, hold and shift, duplicate it. So now let's go ahead and create for road. It's going to be, let me raise this thing up a little bit. It's going to be grayish. So not too much, just a little bit. Okay, this is road. Roof. Road. Now for the environment around, these are even the biggest ones, so I'm just going to, okay, so I'll apply this to that one. Let me even see what I'm doing. I'll reduce it. So more or less. All right, so I think we might need to add just a little bit more yellow. It's becoming too reddish. Brighten it up a little bit. Yeah, something like this. Okay, what else? The glass and the aluminium. Right, we're going to use this. For the glass, I'm going to just rename this and call it glass. Okay, just change this to black. You mustn't do this, but if you choose to do it, that's how I do it actually. I can just come over here, select glass, and that would be okay. Right? But if I don't want to do that, let's say it's at default, you can always come over here, turn it to black, reduce the roughness to increase the glossiness, right? If you put the roughness to 0, the glossiness is inversely proportional to this roughness, so it means you are increasing the glossiness to highest, which is 1. So the refraction here, we're going to increase that 1 to 1. With that, you have a glass. Okay, so I'm going to come over here. You can see I have layers that I've already set. These layers are also available in the files that you downloaded. So if you come over there and double click on any layer, it's going to select all the glasses, so you can just apply this to them. When you do, you're going to see you have the glass in there. So for the window frames, you can also double click them. It's going to give you the window frame, and then you are going to be able to do what I want to do now. So with it selected, I can just apply this to it and then select it. Now, let me just go ahead and change the name to frames. Okay, so I'm going to darken it first of all. Increase the glossiness a little bit. Right? But I think I need to increase it a little bit more to make it glossy. So here, okay, I think this is part of what I just, okay, that's it. That's it. More or less, this is what it is. Okay. So the colors, like the shaders, the colors have been applied. Okay, wait, hold on a minute. I don't know if I've applied on this one the light concrete. I have not actually applied this anyway. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to make sure that I'm going to just make it red so I'll know what I've selected and what I've not selected, because every other thing here is supposed to be that same light concrete color. So now it's right, it's light. Okay, so let me just select this other wall in there. Let me see. Let me hide this. Okay. I think as far as my eyes can see, I've selected all of them. All right, so what I'm going to do here is just going to come here and cancel it. Now the light concrete material has been applied to everywhere that it matters. Okay, yeah, that's it. Okay, for here we also need a material, the kept material. This, by the way, is also going to be, hold on a minute. This is going to be, let me just call this dirt. So yeah, these other ones. So this is for the curves, the concrete curves. We're going to be doing these materials pretty soon, but for now, let me just keep it here. Call it curves. Okay, so it's going to be a tad bit lighter than what we have on the road. Maybe way lighter than that. And this road should be even darker, just a little bit. Okay, another thing we need to do, we don't need to do, but we need to do it now because it actually affects the light in this scene. We need to balance our light with respect to materials and also the environment. So we're going to start the volumetrics, but we're going to finish it towards the end of this video, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do the box, do a box with which I'm going to create these volumetrics. Let me just stop this rendering now. I'm going to arrange this box the way I want it to be. You know, when you're doing this, always endeavor to just make sure that the camera is not inside this box. So you can start it wherever you want, but just ensure that the camera is not inside it. So let's get this to be as big as we want it to be first. So everything is encompassed. I'm going to, where's my material editor? Right, so I'm going to use my Corona volume material, then apply it on it. Okay, let's see how that is going. You're not going to see anything because the scatter, I mean the absorption color, the distance is set to 0. But now if we set it to, let's say 10,000, you're going to see it's going to get really dark. But also we need to change this absorption color to something brighter. Can you see? Now, whenever you are doing volume material, it is going to be on surface. I will always advise you to change it. As you can see, look at the way it is. From one surface to inside surface. The time when you get to the time where we do for the smoke, I will explain to you the importance of this. But for now, let's do it. And then the step size is set to 1. That means these volume elements, the volumetrics, are very, dense. They are jam-packed together. So what we can do is increase this thing to like 50 or 100. 100 is still okay. So we just leave it at 100. This, as far as I'm concerned, is very, it's too, how do you put it now? It was too dark then, so I had to increase this to 30,000 instead of 10,000. As you can see, that has made this scene to be very, very, to be dim, unlike before when we didn't have it. Okay, if I should hide it now, you're gonna see. So this, in a way, is still giving us that the overcast vibe. It's still very important for us to get the overcast vibe that we're looking for. Right. So having done all this, it is time for us to work on the environment. Okay, the environment, we are going to work on that. Now, what I normally do, let me stop this so I can talk to you. What I normally do before I start doing this, I'll come over here and create a new and call and say trees, right? And say, okay, let me turn on my 3 layers. 3. Okay. So I have different kinds of tree. This is the big one. What I can do here, because this is getting in the way, is just to right click, go to object properties, change it to display as box. So it will be displaying as a box, right? No more interface. Okay, so I will just select this so I can orbit around it. I normally start what I do from the big trees, and then I go down to the grasses and all that. So first of all, we are going to start by placing these trees. Okay, now these trees are actually, I got these trees from Max Trees, right? I think this is volume 22. Actually, it's volume 24. As you can see, we have all the trees. So I think the one I'm using is these ones. Okay, all the variations there are to it. Okay, I just pick anyone and I brought it in, and I'm going to be placing it around this building. I think over here we have like say we have 8 of them. Okay, as I've established, this came from volume 24. This other one, this big one, and these 2 flowers, they came from this other volume, which is the volume 22. As you can see, when you go down, you see I think this is it. No, not that one. This, the rubra. I think this is it. This is the first one. And then when you come down, this is the other one that I used. This one here is the other one. So, get this and then follow along with the tutorial. Now, I think these ones I got from a model I got from, what do you call it now? 3D Sky, forest grass. Okay, I got this and I got that from there. So, and that is what we're going to be doing, because this is our, this ground, this forest ground, we're going to have the grass. We're going to have this, the shrubs, and then we're going to have some forest flowers growing on there. Then we're going to have this big tree. Like I said, we're going to be starting with this tree. So I'm going to just start placing them. Okay. So yeah. So this one, I'm going to bring it over here. Let's be looking at it from this viewport. Okay. Don't have this. All right. Okay. So I'm going to move it around. I'll bring it around here. think it's very big, so I'm going to just scale it down a bit. Not like that though. Scaling everything down. I need it that tall, but I don't want it this fat, so I'm just going to scale it in X and Y axis. Okay, so yeah, I'll leave it there for now. The second one, let me just come over here. I'm gonna just take this one over here at the back. You know what, I'd like to be seeing what I'm doing as I'm doing this. It's not for us to make any adjustment or anything. It's just for us to actually be seeing it and be appreciating it. And for the purpose of what we're doing, it is not yet time for us to be working with the colors. Okay, so let me open first. I think, let me just turn this off by hiding it. Okay. What I normally do is I come over here because I might have to change this green, but I don't always, change the trunk. I'll just make it brighter or, darker if I need to, but the green might be changed or not. I might also make the greens, like the leaves on the trees, I might make them to be brighter or darker as well. But for the purpose of what we're doing today, I want to show you how you can actually change the color of your tree, create a new material. It's not that difficult. So I'm just going to get material from selected. This material is what all these trees are using. As you can see, when I come here, it is selected. This is selected. So don't be afraid. You can just select one of the material and apply it on, as long as all the materials are having the same map locations. Let me explain to you what I mean by that. See the way this material is here? I can come over here in the modify tab, go down to, hold on a minute. Select this, it's going to bring it out now. So if I come over here and select this particular stuff, it's going to tell me exactly the material ID that it is in. If I select the trunk, it's going to tell me the material ID. As you can see, they are not the same. The trunk is in 2, the leaves are in 1. Okay, if I come over here, the way this is select, I'll say select ID. It will select all the particular materials for me, right? If I put it in 1 and tell it to select 1, it is going to select all the materials in 1. So if I put it in 3, the same thing is going to happen. It's going to select all the leaves for me. So if all of them are mapped like this, you can use the same materials for all of them. And this, for this particular tree, because they are the same kind of tree, all of them are mapped exactly the same way. So I'm using the exact same material for all of them. But I'm going to show you how I did that. So when you get this stuff in here, okay, that's good. Now we'll get the trees into this place. Select one of them and do what I've just done. Tell it to get material from selected. This is going to happen. So whichever one is the leaf, just pull it out. Okay, when you pull it out, hold on, when you pull it out, you can replace it with a Corona physical material. Don't worry about that. I'm going to recreate this thing for you. You're going to see exactly how you're going to recreate it. Okay, these other ones, I'm just going to replace them with the same thing. It doesn't really matter. I do not want to be distracted with the color just yet. As you can see, all these trees have been changed. Okay, so I'll go back to placing the trees while I try my best to tweak it, like to tweak the colors and make everything look nice as we go along. So yeah, I'm gonna hit interactive render. Let's go. Okay, so yeah, it's looking darker just like we want it. I'm going to bring this one down. Hold on, bring it down a little bit to this point. I want it to block some of that, window area. so that when I will put asset and light in there, you just be seeing a glimpse of it. You know that there is an opening there, but you can't quite make it out. So let me just think we need to go down some more, just a little bit more. Okay, I think this is okay now. For this particular one, I think this is where it should be. Let's put this one first. Let's scale it down a little bit. It's becoming taller than our frame, so I'm gonna scale it down just a little bit. So I'm gonna just rotate it. Okay, so move the next one. Alright, so it's time for us to place the big trees. Hold on a minute, I think I moved it out of the way too much. Okay, yeah. The big trees. Let's just put one here. Let's do the same thing that we did for the smaller trees, for these very big trees. Okay, so everything is in order. Therefore selected. Okay. That same stuff. Alright, so for this, because I'm applying it in multiple places, I will just use a different material for those ones as the placeholder. So yeah, exactly. So the next one I'm going to do it over here. I don't know, I need to cover up this entire side, so I'm gonna place it here. I'll close it for a bit. Then the third one will be here, so I can rotate this the way I want. Okay, so you can see I need another one right in front of here, and this one is good for the reflection, and also you can see it added an additional shadow to what we are doing. Okay, so I need to, because the part of the reason why this thing is so dark is because of this. So I just need to reduce it a little bit. Let me just make it 0.8. So it will open up the view so that it's not too dark in a way that we will not be able to, we will not appreciate. So let me just, yeah, one over here. Make sure that it's covering just the way we want it. Okay, here, the same thing. The importance of this is when you look over here, you're going to see, you know, the reflection on the glass, which is really, really nice. All right, so the next thing I want us to do is the ground cover. Okay, we're going to start with this one that is we're going to use for this horizon over here, and then we're going to use this one to, you know, for places like, you know, the areas around here and inside there, and then we're going to do these shrubs over here, and then the flowers, right, you know, in patches around there. So the way we're going to do this is what this full course is all about. As you can see, with hand, I've already placed the trees around. You know, this place, I've placed the trees in the places that they actually needed, right? It is looking highly populated, but now we need to place the other smaller, you know, shrubs and bushes that is going to actually make this scene, you know, look rich and well done. And to do that, we have to employ the forest pack. So I'm just going to click on it. It's going to come out. Then I'm going to select. In a situation, okay, let me just give you a very quick rundown. In a situation where I want to use the preset, which forest pack has a lot of, okay, a lot of preset. I could have come in here. You see trees inside here. You can even add yours if you want to, but you don't even need to add yours, because how we are going to be creating it now is, you know, in a way that, you know, this particular bush is not actually in my forest pack library, but I'm going to scatter it here. And what I'm going to do is, let me start from the beginning, is click on forest pack to get it selected. You can see it's selected over here. Then select the surface where you want to scatter whatever you want to scatter on. In this case, that surface is this place. Okay. This is where I want to scatter this particular bush. And so I'm going to click it. Now, when you click, it's going to create a forest pack. You know, you can see a forest pack icon like this, you know, on there. Now, what I want us to do is come over here to the Modify tab. You will see this plus button. Click on it under Geometry. Clicking on this plus button means we want to add the object we want to scatter. So once I click on this, it is going to pick it up and it's going to scatter it on that surface. Just give it some time for it to load. Now that that has happened, it is there. Okay, for us to actually get to see it, we need to adjust what is here. So I think right now is 100,000. That's a bit much. Let's start from 10,000. Okay. Hold on a minute. Sorry, I actually need to create a new layer for forest pack. So I'm gonna do this and call this forest pack. This should be the 9th one. So 09 underscore forest pack. So yeah, that's it. Okay. I hope it's inside there. It's actually okay, yeah. So with it selected, we can actually make the adjustment that we need to make. I'm not seeing anything. At least not yet. Let me start interacting and see what I'm going to do. Hold on a minute. Let me quickly go to the display and see why I'm not seeing anything. So I'm gonna put it in, yeah, actually, can you see? is in proxy now, so now it's showing. If I put it in point cloud, you're gonna see them showing in point cloud. So the reason why it's not showing, I think, is in adaptive. So I'm gonna put it in proxy and I'm gonna put it in box. If I put it in team box, okay, let me put it in box, just normal box. Okay, so that's it over there. Let me now go back to distribution and redistribute it properly. Okay, just leave it like this. Then what I'm going to do, because I want it to be very dense, jam-packed together to be able to cover the horizon, okay? The horizon, these little gaps that we are seeing here, I want to cover them up. So what I'm going to do now is come over to the area, okay? Mind you, take notes. I'll just turn it off and then add a new paint area. Okay, so yeah. So with this now, I'm going to select the paint and I'm going to increase the brush to like 2000, and then I'm going to paint to add. So I need to be seeing what I'm doing now to know when I'm doing the right thing or the wrong thing. So yeah. Okay. So I can still see like a gap over there. All right. So I just brush it like that, even here. Right, so, okay, just covered up that area. So I want to do the next one, which is use this one and then scatter them all over this place. You can see we have them on top of there, inside there, and around. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna just stop this so I can create another forest pack object. And now I do that is just click here and then click over there. Again, it has created another one for me. So I am going to come inside here, just like we did before. Instead of picking this, I'm going to pick this now. So I'll click here and now click on it. Now when I did that, it scattered it all over the place, as you can see. Now, what do I do? Because I want to arrange this box the way I want it to be. I come over here and I adjust the units. Okay, let me just make this one. All right, so it's I think it's 17 times. Now I need to increase this thing some more. Okay, so yeah, the way it is looking like a box, you can actually come over to the display and change it to point cloud if that is one that does it for you, right? Yeah, but like we normally do, we're not going to just, leave it like that. So I'm going to go to area, I'm going to turn it off, and then I'm going to turn on my paint area so I can paint it exactly where I want them, to save a lot of RAM and all that. It makes your work a little bit faster. So I'm just going to paint it over here. Okay. Okay, so yeah, things like that. Oh, I even forgot something. I forgot to tell you something. I want to show you something now. Now, when I select this, you find out that this is not starting at bottom is because I want, when I scatter this with forest pack, I want it to be buried in the ground, not, showing me the stems. I want it to be in the ground. That's why. And for you to be able to do this, you have to come over here in the hierarchy, select it, select affect pivot. Now you can move this pivot anywhere you want. When you move it there, it is going to affect. If I move it and leave it there, it's going to affect what I've placed, and I don't want that to happen. So when you finish, let me just show you. When you finish it and leave it there, it is going to be there, but I don't want that. So I'm just going to do Ctrl Z to return it to where it is. Now, as I was talking, I forgot to actually do, let me just show you, to change this color to white. For you to be able to do this, I want to show you something. Let me start interactive right here, right? I know it might look like what we're doing is very dark. Don't worry about that. We're going to adjust that in a minute. I just want to scatter, create this environment, right? So yeah, as you can see, it is huge and we need to do something about it. And then let me just change this to white so that we can actually focus. So for me to change the material of this, what I need to do is make sure it's selected, then come inside here like we normally do. Get material from the selected. So for me to change this material, actually what I need to do is to, for all of them, is to come here and change it inside here. For the one that I use, the parent, the one I use for all of them. So what I'm going to do first and foremost is just to bring in this normal physical material. We're going to adjust this. I'm going to show you how you can create any color of material you want, because normally when this thing came, it has a lot of maps, leaves. You don't need all those things, especially when the trees that you're going to be looking at are far away. So let me just switch the materials out. Okay, all these are supposed to be greens, different shade of green. It's not a bad idea, but generally I think for a material that is, for a shrub that is that far, it is not really, really important. So I'm going to, as you can see, it is pretty very big. So we're going to go over to the transform to change the translation, the rotation and all that. So let me select it. All right. Okay. Yeah, I think I am. Selected that. So you see transform. I'm going to turn on this. I don't need to turn this one on. The translator, there's no need for that. So I'm going to turn on the rotation and I'm going to turn this on. So I'm going to reduce the size of this. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. All right. So you reduce the scale, it is going to affect everything in general. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, let me just go back in there and make some adjustment to what I've added there. So it's just pretty basic, straightforward. You use your eye to take a look at what you have done. If they look good, if they're close to what you want, you might actually leave it. If not, you keep tweaking them until you get what you're looking for. So I can erase this, right? I erase that. You're gonna see what we're going to be having. Let me just create a light so we can be seeing what is going on around that area. So I'm gonna corona light. I'm gonna put like a sphere light in here. Okay, the light is actually big. I'm going to reduce the size. I'm going to turn off. Okay. Turn this off as well. Turn this off. So yeah, I'm going to make it a warm light. I'm going to turn it to 6. Oh, that is too saturated. Let me reduce the saturation over here. Okay. Too bright. Let me just see 30. Okay. All right. So yeah, something like this. Let me see. Okay. So I will select this. Never you do this. Never you interrupt, your auto backup. I did that so I can just save, right? So like, save. I don't have to wait for it to do auto backup and then say, but it's important that you let your auto backup happen the way it's supposed to happen. So yeah, select that and then go back to my painting, my paint area 2. And see how it is looking. Okay. For this one too, I need to move it up. I want to show you. I want you to look. As you're looking here, you'll be seeing this, the stem of that bush. But when I do this now, I'm about to do, I just want you to keep an eye on it. You see, it will go away. I mean, they will go away. Let me keep this here. Okay. Right, like that. So select this and then move it up. Let me move it up some more. Okay, as you can see, they are not showing as much as they were showing before. Let me just move it up some more. So this is how you can actually, adjust that over here. Okay, so yeah, let me just shift this out. For this, I can just take things back to where they were. Okay. Because they're here now, I want to place this one exactly where I want it. Okay. Duplicate another one by this side. Okay. Let me see how it's looking. All right. So another thing I want to do is bring one over here to this side and place them by the roadside. And then add another one right behind it, like so. So you can rotate these anyhow you want. Like this one in particular, you can rotate it, rotate it this other way. In such a way that it's going to look nice at the end of the day. So I'm gonna raise this up just a little bit so it doesn't interfere with the road. Yeah. All right, so one more thing. Over there, I need to place, yeah. Okay, and I can take one light over there too because I need that warmth. Okay, so wait a minute. Reduce it. I think it is even very big, so I'm going to just reduce it some. Hold on. Move it into here. Oh, yeah. So I want to bring this down. So hold on a minute. So it covers, yeah. Yeah. All right. So I think we're done with this layer. The next one I want us to do is the shrub using this. So that's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to click on this and I'm going to select here. When I do that, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to pick these two. I'm going to pick this and I'm going to pick that. Okay, don't worry about that. All right, so let I don't know why I keep forgetting. Let me first of all do what I normally do. I don't advise you to just select everything and apply white material to them because you will need some of the things that came with that, like the opacity map. You will need it. So just get from selected, and then maybe let me just adjust this. Set to default. This set to default. Turn this off. Exactly. So yeah, this is it. Forest blue. Or we're going to adjust everything that needs adjusting, and then we're going to make it work. So yeah, I'm going to go make sure you selected the forest object I just created. Make sure it's selected, and then I'm going to come in here. Sorry, I think I forgot to do the same thing here. The box is too, it's too straight. So I'm going to go over to transform over here, and I'm going to, where is transform again? I'm going to turn on enable rotation. Maybe to 20. Let's do it that way. And then I'm going to enable. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to enable this one instead. So there will be variety in what we're getting. There will be variety, rotation, variety, and all that, which is very good. Okay, very, very good. Yeah. So for this one that we've just created, now we'll just select it, and I'm going to do this. First of all, this is transform on the scale. You can see some are bigger than the others now. So what I'm going to do, from 80, let me see 180 how it is. Okay. Let me increase this to 100 to 180. So let's go to the distribution so we can increase the number of this thing that we are seeing. I still need more. Okay. All right, yeah. I need to jump back together some more. So when we start creating the clusters that we need, it is going to make sense. Going to be together. I think it's okay now. I'm going to change this because I need to be seeing exactly how many I've created. I'm going to change it to maybe pyramid or box. Then I'm going to go, hold on, display proxy. Exactly. So I think I added only one. Let me add the other one. Both of them are answering the same name. Hold on, let me just select this one. Let me rename. I think if I rename this, is it going to rename itself in there? I'll remove. So I'm going to select them right back to make sure that I'm selecting the two variants. Good. So now that I've done that, very good. So now that I've done that, I'll come in here and go over to area and turn it off. Then use my paintbrush tool to add it where I want them to be. Add the shrub where I want them to be. I think my brush is very big. Let me just reduce it. Keep this over here. Okay, so I will switch it back to brush. Now I'm going to paint it in here. Okay, so something like that. Oh no. Yeah. Okay. You know, things like this, not that bad. Okay. Now let me remove that one. So the next one I'm going to do is going to be the flowers. That I will do that with this one. So I'm going to stop this for now. And I'm just going to come over here. You can see how easy it is. You have not even seen how easy it is. It is when we're going to be doing the grass that we're going to use for this particular scene. That is where you will see how easy it is to do this. So I'm just going to come over here. And no, sorry, hold on a minute. Select this. Click here. Okay, then I'm going to come in here and then select the flower I'm going to use. So let me not just waste time. I will just come here, put it in. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let me just type in 5,000 in there. I'm not rendering again. Thank God. You know what? Let me just do 5.5 and see how that for starters and see how that is, and then we'll move from there. Let me do interactive rendering. Okay, so hold on a minute. All right, I am going to leave this for now. I'm going to come over here to transform, and then I'm going to transform this stuff. Translation, rotation, scaling. So for here in the rotation, I'm going to rotate it very well. So I'm going to just add 2 in front of everything so that it rotates it pretty good for me. making the entire thing, you know, look really like something that is very, you know, something that is very. So I'm gonna reduce this to like 100. All right. So yeah, I'm just gonna come back, go to area, turn it off, turn this new paint area to, and I'm going to paint the areas I want this to be in. Right. So I'm going to select the paintbrush, shift this to one side. Have I selected? Okay, exactly, it's there. I want it to be heavy over here. And as you can see, when you look, you're gonna see, oh no, too much. Too much, so I'm gonna erase some of them. Hold on a minute, I think I need to be seeing this. Good. Reduce this very well and then touch it in areas. I need it in traces. Good. So I increase it again. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Just put patches of it here and there. Even in here and there. So at the end of the day, you're having something like this. Okay, so yeah. Now it's time for me to add the ground cover, that's the grass. So I'm just gonna select this, and then now we're gonna use preset. I'm gonna select layered lawns, and I'm going to use this one. Okay, I'm gonna load it, and I'm going to click here. Say okay, say okay again, and that's it. Like, it is that easy. So I'm going to, like I used to do, turn it off and then turn on my paint so I can paint it exactly where I want it to be. Okay, it doesn't make sense for me to have this forest park grass all over this area when they're not even going to show in the camera. So I'm going to just, you know, come to this top view, and then I think this is it. Yeah, that's it. So select this, increase it very well so that it doesn't take me. Okay, I think I have to be very careful around these edges. Okay, so I'm just, no, see what I'm saying? Too small. So yeah. So what I'm doing is just trying to avoid the road. Okay. Okay, just turn it to wireframe mode so I'll see exactly what I'm dealing with. So yeah, and now make it big and then cover up the remaining part of everything. Okay. It's going to cover everywhere, even though we have shrubs there. That is what is going to make it look really nice. Okay, I'm going to repeat it again. It is selected, so I'm just going to click here. That same grass that we used over there is selected, so selected there. That is what I want. And then all I have to do is come to area, turn it off, pick up my paint tool, and just paint. Actually, I need this one to be very big. So yeah, take it all the way. Yeah. Okay. So I want to see what I have going on there. Now, as you can see, the forest pack preset that we applied made the entire thing look so much better. Okay, it made it look so much better. So now we're going to try and get our green to match what we already have going on this ground. Okay, which is where, we'll start applying the materials. But I think, hold on. Okay, see what I'm going to do. I'm going to do one more forest pack. Okay, I'm going to select it. I'm going to right click on the select to deselect that preset that is there. So I'm going to click on this again. And I'm going to select this small stuff over here, this small bush over there, and I'm going to paint it. Before I even do that, I need to adjust. Let me make it like that. Okay, I've not seen it, but from what we have been doing today, that should be good. So this is going to create like more, more depth to what we have going on over there. So I'm gonna add this. Nah, it's not going to work. Yeah, so yeah, then the next thing is to go over to transform and enable rotation, enable this. And I'm going to make it small, so small. I'm going to make it 60 to say 80. In fact, let me make it 50 to 80. Right, yeah. So when you look there, it has this depth to it. It's not just those two growing there out of nowhere. Yeah, so yeah. Now it's time for me to add the colors to these trees, like material colors and all that. Let me bring out this, because I think this adds some contrast. right? Yeah. Yeah, so for now, let's leave it the way it is. So, mind you, I told you we have just two materials for these trees, for the big trees, this and the other one. So let me just open my material editor where we did it the first time, and then we're going to make things more detailed and more colored, the way it is now. All right, so just select this. Okay, I'm going to click here, and then bring it somewhere around here. Okay, he's not actually doing anything. When I do it like this, you're gonna see it. So, since this is too much, I'm gonna reduce it. I just have to reduce this one as well. Okay. All right. But then it is not showing, and it is not showing like a tree leaf because we have not turned on the translucency. So I'm going to turn on this, and I'm going to just copy this to here. Okay, copy. Right. I'm going to increase this by, let's say, 0.3. Let me see the way it's looking. And then increase the brightness just a little bit. Nothing serious. Now, as I'm doing this, you'll be seeing some patches of greens on the leaf, which is what we want. So, it's a dark scene, so the leaves are going to be somewhat dark. Okay, yeah. Can even increase this and see what we're gonna get, whether we're going to like it. And as you can see, increasing this thing made it, more. So I'm just going to make it 4. Okay. Okay, so let's just leave the branches the way they are now. We're going to adjust that later, rest assured. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this, right? I'm going to copy it. I'm going to come here, and I'm going to paste it. Which one is this one? Okay, yeah, it's for those ones over there. As you can see, when you're looking at this and you're looking at everything, they are matching. They may not be exactly the same thing, but they have this matching tone to them. I want to make this one just a little bit warm. Okay. For this 0.3, put this inside there as a copy. Increase it very well. Okay, so I'll say okay. So there's nothing wrong. You can even decide that you want to be copying. You can just copy this and then you just take it. Let me just show you what I mean. Where's the other? I think that is it. Like this now, I can just decide to copy this one. I'll just copy this one, bring it over here, and then use it to replace what we have going on. Wait, hold on a minute. Replace all this. Okay, replace. And now when you look, you are seeing the green all over the place. Okay, I think 3.5 would be better. Let me just go over here and do 3.5. Okay. All right. Let me see it. Let me make it big. Okay. There are things we still need to do that we haven't done yet. So let's just leave it like this. Well, okay. All right, so the next one we need to color is this. All right, we need to color the shrubs that are closer to the camera. Let me see. Where is it again? Okay, I think this is it. So I'm just gonna paste this. Pasting it already. We give it what we need. Okay, so I'm gonna take this. Sorry, put this there. Okay, but I'm going to increase this just a little bit. So yeah, for this flower, I don't think I actually adjusted it. I don't think I changed the color. Let me see. Yeah, actually. So yeah, the same thing I would have done for this, but let me just leave it the way it is. So let's just proceed. So now with the way it is looking, I can actually decide, okay, let me adjust what I'm seeing here. So I'm going to like, yeah, I think this is. Okay. Not really bad actually. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it inside this is the opacity map, right? This is the reason why I advise you guys, each time I want to do something like this, just bring it here. You can make any correction, changes you want to make to the color or however the tree is looking. Don't delete them, right? Don't delete them. When you bring them inside here, you get the opacity map. With the opacity map, you can now still get the tree back. Once you put it inside here, it is going to cut all those things out. Now, as you can see, this grass is looking like the shrub is looking like the shrub. The same thing when we pass the opacity map of this in what we have just created, you will see the trees, the pine trees will be looking like pine trees. Like, let me show you. Just pass this through the opacity. Here's the opacity here. That's it there. And I pass it through there. All of a sudden, everything is looking the way they should look. Right? As you can see. But now, there's an issue. The trees have disappeared. That's what we want to get. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace. I actually added a color correction map, which is what I was telling you guys. As you can see, I increased the saturation and increased the contrast. Increase the gamma and contrast, right? That's when you increase this, it makes the stuff brighter. So I'm going to plug this back in here and then plug this particular one back into this place. Right? Now I'm going to get the tree barks back and then the branches and everything. Okay. And that's pretty good. All right. So the same thing I did, I'm going to do it for these other ones. I don't want to run into the same issues. So I'm going to do this first. Okay. This one I just left it the way it is because the truth be told, it is actually far from the camera. Right? So I'll just leave those ones the way they are. And then here, I'm just going to take this opacity map that came with the other material and apply it inside my own. I don't think I applied that stuff at the right place. Let me see. Opacity color. Yeah, that's the right place. Okay, so yeah, I think everything is in order right now. As it should be. Okay. Oh yeah, something else is remaining. I need to put gravel over here. And for me to do that, it's very simple. I'm going to use forest pack all over again. So I'm going to stop this and then I'll select this, go inside here, go to gravel. I'm going to select this one and I'm going to load it. Then all I have to do is pick. Let me show you what I'm picking. This stuff that I modeled, you'll see it in the file you're going to get in the description. So I'm just going to click on it and then say okay again. It is going to be there. Now, before I do anything, I like to start my interactive rendering so I can see what exactly is going on. So let's see. Okay. It's looking good, but we can do better than this. As you can see, it's looking so nice, having some ups and downs that we don't really appreciate. As you can you see? So for us to adjust this thing, we need to make it, sit well on this surface. And for us to do that, we need to come in here. It's a preset, so we basically don't have to do anything. But for the purpose of, this gravel is actually inclined on this pathway. As you can see, we need to make it match that surface very well. So we're going to come to the surface tab and then we're going to move this direction. Wait a minute, let me just zoom into that place and be looking at it, because this is where it gets tricky. So it's already, as I started moving it, it was already looking sharp. So if I move it down further, hold on, let me see. So you can see how it's looking so natural right now. You can see the way it's looking so natural. Let me show you what it was before. Let me take it all the way to 100. You see. You can see it's looking, but not so good. Can you see? Just take a look at it. See the way it is, looking so, it's like the zigzag accumulation and some openings. It can be like this, but it's better this way. Like when I take it towards this direction, as you can see, there is a bit more uniformity in the way it is arranged, and everything is, you can see what I'm talking. You can see what I'm talking about. So if I zoom out, that pattern we saw that time that is just, looking as if it's nothing. When I zoom out, it repeats and it's, it makes everything not to look so good. So with this now, it's pretty natural and realistic. So I'm just going to do Control K. Or, I did pan zoom. You can exit it and enter it from there. So yeah, it's pretty chill. So I'm just going to remove this. So just like that, I've added the gravel by the roadside and it's looking cool. So the next thing I want us to do now is to, put lights around in the interiors before we even start talking about assets, right? So I'm going to put lights where I need to see lights in the scene. So first and foremost, I need light in the interior, the ground floor. So yeah, let me go ahead and select light, put light. After that, we're gonna work on the materials of things. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna have another one outside here. I'm going to make it smaller. Okay. So when you zoom into this area, let me show you something. When you zoom into this area, you're going to see a line here that is actually supposed to be a light. Okay. I'm going to use that and I'm going to create a light. And I'll show you the trick I used to get the color of light. So for those of us that have been following my videos on this channel, you might have seen me use this trick before. Okay, but I'm going to do it again for the rest of us that are watching my video for the first time. So I'm going to select this and I'm going to apply it there. Let me see how it's looking. The light is there. I'm going to increase it to 20. Let me see how it's looking. Yeah, it's shining. Let me make it 30. I think 30 is cool. Well, what about 40? Yeah. So what I want to do now is select this and then use this color picker and pick so that all the lights are uniform and pick that particular light over there. So as you can see, it is looking like the same light, right? Exactly. So what I'm going to do next is to create a simulate light in this area so that it will be as if this light that I put here is actually shining downwards. Okay, so I'm going to go to the top view. I'm going to, this time around, I'm not going to use a sphere light. I'm going to use a rectangular light. So I'm going to come here where you see sphere written, select it, and then come over here. I think this is this spot. Move it up, 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 so you get there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to directionality, I'm going to make it 0.5. Okay, that is going to, as you can see what it's doing. It's shining on that surface downwards. Right? That is exactly what we need. And that place is done. So I need one more light, but this particular light is going to be on the top view. So I'm going to duplicate this one and make it a copy so I can make it bigger without affecting the other one I've created. Hold on. Okay, yeah, it's good. So I'm gonna come back to the actual size of the thing. So this is looking very bright. So I'm gonna make it like 20 or even 10. Let me see 20 first. 20 is not bad. I'll leave it at 20. Okay. I'm going to reduce the size. This is it's actually not bad, but I'm going to reduce it. Okay. I'll raise it up. Okay, yeah, we are actually approaching the end of this, course, this full course, but there are other major things we need to do, like creating of smoke, right? We're going to create the smoke and then we're going to do materials for these roads. So I'm going to do that without any further ado. Wait a minute. I have to exclude this light from that. Good. Okay, so let's see. And now I need to move it up. So that when I bring in the dining, it doesn't, affect anything. Okay. All right, so yeah. So the next thing I want us to do is create the smoke. To do that, we need to create a box. Let me stop this. And then minimize it. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and create that box. I'll come over here, select it. No, actually come here. Select standard primitive and then box. I'm going to create it in such a way. Hold on a minute. Let me see what I'm doing. Yeah. In such a way that it will cover all the way. I'm done creating the box. It's just come over. You can see the size. So see how I place them right just in front. All the places I want the smoke to be in. Right. So yeah, I'm gonna just leave it. I just want to do a quick breakdown for you on what smoke actually is, how to create them, the principle. So I'm going to create another box for you right here. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to remove this. So wherever I am becomes where the camera is going to be. So I'm just going to move this out. Let's do an interactive render so we can see the box. Then we can proceed from there. So you understand, right? Yeah. So yeah, what I just did here. Okay, if you can't see the box you created, what I did is I came over here and I unchecked this key. If you check it, it's going to be turned blue like this. If you uncheck it, so what that does for you is anywhere that you click becomes. If I click here, can you see it is going to show me that view. Right now it's being covered by a camera, so by the box that we created, so we're not seeing anything. So back to what I wanted to show you. I'll bring out this, the material editor. All right, yeah, let me just push it up. Then what I want to do is bring out volume material. Okay, I want to show you something. This on surface now, I want to show you something. Right, I'm just going to, like we normally do, copy this color, pour. Want to apply the volume material that I've created to it. Okay, say 5,000. When I do that, you're going to see something, right? You're going to see something. Let me increase it just a little bit. Let's see, 7,000. Now, if this is left on surface, if it's not inside volume, and let's say I leave it on surface, you can see the way it is looking. It's not even looking nice. Okay, the moment I put it on inside volume, you can see it's looking very nice. I can come over here and make it 100, right? But let's leave it on surface. Let's leave it on surface. So one of the things you need to be able to create this, the smoke that you see on the ground when the weather is cold is a corona distance map. You can see it here, corona distance. Okay. So, but before we do anything, we need to create a plane for it where it is going to, like, the smoke cannot work without a plane. So yeah. As it is now, let me just find something dark and put on it. This. Okay. Cool. So I'm just going to, with it being selected, I'll come inside here, distance from, right? I want to create this distance map, and then the distance is going to be from this plane I just created, right? So I'm just going to add it in there. So when I do that, I'll put it in the absorption color. Now, because of the way it is, because of the way this setting is, and it's set to surface, that's why it's behaving the way it's behaving. Let me show you. Let me increase the distance from the ground. Let me just increase it and make it higher. It's on the surface, as you can see. Okay. As you can see, you see the way it's showing. It's not, there's nothing on the inside, and we need it to be on it all over the place, so that the smoke will make sense. So we now make it inside volume. When you do that, you can see it fills up everywhere. So that's why it's very important that when you're working with this, always make sure that these advanced settings is set to inside volume, and then you can increase the step. Remember what I told you about the step size. When it's at 1, it means it is very condensed, it's very jam-packed. 100 gives it more space, and also it looks nice. You can even increase this into like 500. Okay, but I maybe strongly recommend against that. But with it like this, it is going to actually, reduce the number of time, the amount of time it's going to take to render, right? So let's just leave it at 500. Then it's not looking like smoke yet. It's looking like a cheese or, something. How do we get this to look like a smoke? We'll get it to look like a smoke by actually putting a smoke map inside this place. So to do that, go over to maps, and in general, you go down, you're going to see smoke. Where is it? Over here. Then I'll bring it, and then where you're going to plug this is the distance scale. Once I do that, you're going to see the smoke will start coming out, right? Let me show you what I mean by start coming out. Okay. I want to get it well so that you appreciate it. So as you can see, that's the smoke. But now you can increase the scale, the size of this smoke by just, and when you do that, it is going to actually, you can see, right? Look pretty nice. Now you can also take this smoke and then plug it again. Anywhere you plug it is going to, add an additional effect to this. And one that looks like the one you're looking for, you can leave it at that. So I think one smoke is okay for what I want to do. So I'm going to leave it like that. Right. So let me increase this some more. Okay. Reduce this in just a little bit. I think it's okay now. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I hope with this you get how it works. So I'm just going to select these two things that I've done here and delete them. And then I'm going to, first of all, I'll select this. No, not this, this. remove this. I'll select the plane over here. Let me make sure I'm selecting it properly. Select the plane over here and then add it. The next one, when you look in the model that you downloaded, you will see this. There's a plane I left for you. Wait a minute. This plane. This is the other one I want to host it on. So I put it there. Now all I have to do is come over here, select this, and apply this to it. That is going to create that smoke effect for me. But let's see what we're going to get. As you can see smoke already coming out from the ground. But let's click here. Let me first of all lock this. You can see, but the smoke now is too much. It's too much. So how do we reduce it to the level we want? We reduce it using the distance, right? So I'm going to reduce this distance. As I'm reducing it, it will bring down the smoke a little bit more. I'll reduce it some more. Okay. So yeah, you can see the smoke where we want the smokes to be. So let's unhide the fog that we had added before. So unhide all. The fog is going to come out. I'm saying no because there are other things I hid with the layer. So I just want us to gauge the entire thing as they come together to see if it is actually okay. I think the fog that I added earlier is a bit much. As you can see, it's a bit much. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to reduce it very well. I'm going to make it like remove 3 and add 5 there. It's way better than it was before. Okay, let me just adjust this color a little bit. So, okay. Let me bring it out. Because if I adjust and if I don't increase the saturation, nothing will happen. So let me increase the brightness just a little bit. And I say okay. So for this one, I am going to just increase just a little bit. Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, I think I'll just make this like 30 and see how it looks. Okay. All right. So yeah. Yes. I need to see this smoke. So I'm going to do. Let's go in and see it. Okay. So let me just increase the height of the smoke just a little bit as the distance. Let me just from maybe 600. Okay. So just like that, we have created the fog and the smoke and everything. What is remaining for us to do now is to go ahead and add materials. Okay, so this too, I'm going to go to object properties and I'm going to display it as box, so it will be easy for me to select through it. So the first material I want us to create is the concrete, because everything that is here is practically concrete, right? So I'm going to create the concrete, the building top to bottom concrete. Every other materials that we need I've already done, except for the road and the curbs. And we're going to do that after we have done the concrete. So I'm going to come in here, go to view. I have the light concrete and the dark concrete, and then I'm going to move them up. Practically almost the same thing. In fact, they are the same thing. The difference is just what we're going to do with the color correction. Okay, so I'm going to bring in the maps that I need for this. Okay, yeah. So what I need to do, this is the map actually. What I need to do is to stop at stop base rendering first. Okay, so I'm going to drag this corona bitmap. I'm going to go to where it is saved. Okay, so I'm going to select this. This is albedo, also known as diffuse. So I'm going to put it there. The next thing I'm going to bring is the roughness. Oh, it's still loading. The roughness, the base rough. Okay, so corona bitmap. Yeah. I'm gonna go with this. No. Yes, this. I say yeah. Hold on a minute. Yeah, actually. So the next thing I'm going to bring in is the bump, the base bump. So first of all, I'm going to pass it through the normal, and then the normal I'm going to take through the corona bitmap, and then this is it. So I'm going to. This is really a really high quality material, so it's sometimes it will take time to load. Now the reason why this is looking like this is because we didn't turn this on. Add gamma to input. It is going to straighten it out like it should, as it should be. So the next thing is the display. So I'm going to just go corona bitmap. The displays, I think, no, I selected it before. This is it. Yeah. Cool. All right, so let's see what we are having at the moment. Okay, as you can see, it's actually looking very bad, and that is not what we want. That's not what I want. If you want yours to be this dark, be my guest. So what I want to do now is to throw in color correction between these two maps. Okay. All right, so I will start off by trying to increase this by 1.5. Okay, by 0.5. Yeah, I think this is better now. Right, okay. this same stuff I used here is what I'm going to use for this one too. So I'm going to duplicate this because I want this to actually be dark. You know what? I'm just going to plug it straight. That is dark already on its own. Now it's not dark enough. Okay, so with this now, I can just reduce this as I want. Let's say 0.9, let's see 0.9. Point 9 is not actually giving me what I want, so I'm going to do, let's see 0.5. Ooh. Ooh. 0.6. Brighten it up a little bit. 6.5. Okay, so I'm just going to plug the other things straight up into the base rough, into the bump, and then the diffuse. Now for the diffuse, there's something the displays, there's something I really need to do. Just select this, come down here to displays. I think, I'm not seeing anything. Let me just go in. Just select this. And this, and then hide them. Okay, yeah. So I want to do, 2D palm zoom to this place. Okay, I can see. It's not even mapped properly. So let me go ahead and map it. Select this. UVW map, put it in box. Not looking bad, but I want to make everything uniform. So 10,000, I think 10,000 is okay. All right, so I'm just going to copy this and paste it all over the place. We're going to be good. Even here, I'm going to paste it. Again. So, yeah, basically that's it. Okay, there's another one in here, so paste. Good. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is to work really well with is to try and do my best to work with the bump and the diffuse. So here I'm going to just increase this bump to 2. That is going to increase. Can you see those holes in the concrete? Made them more pronounced, and the displacement I will make them pronounced in 2 ways. Over here, for the minimum displacement, I'm going to make this -2 and 2. Just because I don't want to overdo things. I want things to be, in good proportions. But then, I can take this a bit further by, as you can see, this is it. Adding this, and then adding this bump map into this place. Hold on a minute. Into this place. As an instance. Right? Then with this, I can go ahead and add more detail. As you can see, it's already. But now, I'll have to add it. Let me copy this. But before I copy, let me make sure I'm done. So here, I'm going to make this like 3. I just don't want to do too much. So -3. Let me see what it's looking like. Good. So with this now I can just copy it and be pasting it all over the place. I've done that one. Up in there. Let's just do this one. So yeah, the same thing we did for this other one we're gonna do here. So bump to the bump to the displacement -2 here and then 2 underneath. Yeah. Okay, so now I need to do something about the lights on the interior. So I'm going to even add, I think I will add additional one. I'm going to increase this to 50. This to 52. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, so okay. All right. I need one more light on this outside part. And I'm going to just add it like this. All right, so yeah. All right, let me see. Let me see what we're having. I've adjusted the lights, you know. Okay, so yeah. The next thing I want to work on is the road and then the caps. So I'm gonna stop this and then I want to show you how you can map a curved road. Okay, you can see this is the road. So let me start by bringing in the material for the road. Where is it? Where is the road? So I'll bring it to the side. So I'm going to base Corona bitmap. I'm going to go to that road. I'm going to put the link in the description for this road. It's a free road I got from Polyhaven. Okay, I'm going to put link for everything I used in this video in the description, so you do well to check it out. check the description for all these things. So I'm going to click open. All right. So yeah, it's there. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to apply UVW and wrap. Don't worry, I will practically hold your hand as we go through it. Unwrap UVW map, and then I don't need to do anything but just to come down here. You see wrap, click on this, pick spline, then you select the spline that you want. Then make it planar and then commit. Right? This is just step one. Then the second step of what we need to do is to do UVS form, UVWX form. Right? Put it there. Now with this, we can adjust the stuff anyhow we want. So let's see. I don't want that. Then this one now. Yeah. So we can offset this to anywhere we want. Let's say we want it to be here. Yeah, this one, the same goes for this too. So yeah, that's basically it for the road. As you can see, that's basically it. So the other things we need to do here is just to like bring in the roughness, you know, bring in the bumps, bring in the, this is, I think that's the rough. Okay, you know, bring that in. Okay, and then the, what do you call it now, the bump, I'll just do corona normal. First of all, turn on this gamma and then bring in a corona bitmap, and then I'm going to select this. Say okay. Now displace corona bitmap. I'm going to select this and then say okay. Yeah, so I'm going to make some adjustment in here. For this, I'm going to make it like 3 because it's road. I want it to be bumpy, you know, bumpy road. Then here, I'm going to make this -5, you know, 5. Okay, yeah. Then the next thing I want us to do here is to add this, you know, and then like we normally do, put it there. Add the corona displacement mode, and then take the displacement map of the material and put it inside there. Okay, so when we do that, we can actually adjust this however we want. It's 5. Right, so let's see what it's gonna look like. Yes. It's actually, it's light. The road is light, but it's not as light as I would want. It's actually very, a little bit dark. Not very dark, but a little bit. So I want to adjust it. And to do that, I'm going to use color correction. The color correction map. And I'm just going to come over here and then make this thing like, say, 1.5. And see how, see what happens. Yes. Maybe that's too much. Let's say 1.3. Okay, that's good. That's cool. Then for the curbs, when you look around, you find out there's really no need for me to add any map to this depth. We are not really seeing anything. It's completely covered by the ground cover, right? So yeah, and there's nothing else that requires the better get there. It's okay. Yeah, so the curve is the last material we're going to apply here. So let me just go ahead and be looking at it while I do that. I am going to use, it's backing up, so let's wait for it to finish backing up. Okay, Corona bitmap. Okay, so I'm going to select this and I'm going to say okay. So for the bump, base bump, corona normal, add gamma to input, corona bitmap, and then I'm going to select this and say okay. Let me go close to it and see what is going on there. I'm going to use the UVWS form for it. Okay. Copy this. What have I done? Okay. So I'll just open that and then come in here and add to the bump. The bump is just one. I'm gonna make it like 5. Yes. Okay, so I've applied material all over the place. I've added to the building. I've added to the road, the curbs, and the trees, and everywhere. Right? We have populated the scene. We have done everything. So the last thing I want us to do is for us to bring out, not the last thing actually, but we are close to the last thing. So it's for us to bring out the assets, the interior assets, right? And then the exterior assets. Okay. You will not have this in your project file because these are these are not free models. You can actually go online. You can put any car you want. You can actually put any of these anyone you want. It is fine. You mustn't use the exact ones I used. But I'm also going to put the links to all these models in the description so that I can be able to get them if you want to get these exact models, right? Yeah, thank you. So the next thing I want us to do is to scatter leaves, dead, dried, fallen leaves on this road. And it's very simple. Ask me how I'm going to do it. Yeah, with Forest Pack. So I'm going to stop this, click on Forest Pack, go to this so I can select the leaves that I'm going to use. Take this, yeah. So I'm going to select this one and I'm going to load it in. I'm just going to click on this surface and then say okay. Say okay again. So here we're going to follow a different approach to what we normally do. So I'm going to come in here. Before I do anything in the distribution, I'm going to change what we have here. It's set to full, but I'm going to set it to patch 1. When I set it to patch 1, it is going to scatter it somehow. It's not going to scatter it uniformly all over the place. It's going to, scatter it in patches, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to touch the units, right? I'm going to leave the unit the way it is to go over, because I don't want this to interfere with the smoke that I have going on over here, is to come over here to the area and then turn it off, paint it all over the place apart from the place that has. Don't worry, we're going to do something about okay. I'm going to do something about the density of it. Well, first of all, we need to see what it looks like before we try to reduce it. Hope it's still selected. Yeah, it's still selected. I just know I don't want it because I have smoke going on over there. It's not going to be nice. Interfere. It can interfere with the smoke. It can work with the smoke, but you can just take it out. Or you can leave yours if you want. So let's wait for it to come out so I can show you exactly how we're going to adjust the stuff. It's pretty simple. I've done it here before. So you can see it's big, is all over the floor. Then for us to do this, I'm just going to come over to transform, enable. But here, I'm going to change this to like say 30, and then this one to 50. So when I do that, it's going to make them very small. Well, let me see, 80. You know what? Let me just let me switch out the one I'm using. I think this one is going to be better. I'll just come over here and change this to patch 1. Right? Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Okay, let's just see. There's a way this sleeve is actually, I don't like. It's too bulky. I want something flat, something, smaller. Let's see how this one turns out. Let's see if this one actually is better. Ah, that's good. Very good. Very, very good. So I'm just going to type in 30 here and then reduce this by typing 80 here. So when you look at, you can see we have the leaves looking, as it should be. As it should be. So we're gonna leave this one. This is good. Right, this is good. Let me Control K. That's my shortcut for 2D pencil. Let me see exactly how it's looking there. That is buried. It is not. It's actually fine. So Control K. So I'm actually done. Right? Let me see. Okay. Okay. Let me unhide everything. All right. Okay, yeah. So with everything that we've done, all of them come together to give us this. Okay, if the smoke is too much, if it is too high, you know what to do. You can always come in here to adjust it. I think I'll take it back to the 5 where it used to be. Okay. Right. All right, so yeah, you can see smoke, you can see fog, you can see everything. Let me actually go in to where I have the fog. I'm gonna make here 4. Because I don't want it to be too pronounced. I want it to be like kinda, you know, I want it to be gentle. Yeah, exactly. This is what we have. Yeah. So from here, let me show you how you can set up your scene for final render. You can see we are done with this video. So I'm just going to stop it so we can do setup before final render. So I'm going to click on the render setup over here. If this is too high, you can always change it. You can make it 3000. As you can see, you can make it whatever you want. You know. So but for me, I'm going to leave mine at 5000 for the scene. In the denoising, I'm going to change it to, you can leave it, this is good, but Corona high quality is also good. You can leave it there. And that's basically it. There's something else you have to do. Then when you're done with this, Control S on your keyboard to make sure that you saved your file. Let me save it. Save. Okay. So having done all that, I'm just going to click here to start my rendering. All right, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like. And if you're new to this channel, right? If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. Not only subscribing, ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future tutorials when I do release them. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.